to address the crisis? Does this include a border barrier, whether it's a wall, electric fence, you name it?
Well, I'll let others comment. It's got to be a comprehensive border security effort, and we've laid that out in our Bill HR 2, and it's part of the Texas border plan. These are the things that were mostly in place under President Trump that have been dismantled, as was mentioned earlier. We have to use the power of the purse as much as we need to use the power of oversight and subpoena to hold this president accountable and to expose the lawlessness and the open border policies that have created this chaos and inhumanity. So there are a number of things, but we have to, as Republicans who've been given the majority by the American people, and in large part because of the biggest national security threat along the southern border, to do everything in our power to resource the things that will help secure the border, that will help support our Border Patrol agents, and that will take and remove those barriers to making sure that we have not only a secure border, but that we're enforcing the laws. So that's the broad outline. If you want to add to that, anybody?
Look, I'll just add real quick. Jody just covered it well. Last summer, we all worked together and we produced the Texas border plan. That served as the core of HR 2, which we passed through the House of Representatives this spring. It has multiple components. I won't go through every single one of them, right? But it deals with what we need to do in terms of infrastructure at the border and the wall and roads and clearing the cane, policies that need to change that are being abused by this administration, the abuse of asylum, the abuse of parole, all happening in real time that's causing the magnet and causing people to come here, the lack of interior enforcement, the fact that we need to target the cartels. And I think Keith explained that eloquently. And those are the things that we need to get done. You ask, how do we do it? It's got to go more than riders, right? I don't just, want a couple of riders added on and tacked onto an appropriations bill that this administration is just going to ignore like they ignore virtually every other law while they're superseding the law. We need to see HR 2 signed into law. We need to see Alejandro Mayorkas removed. We need to see Texas paid back for the $9 to $10 billion that Jake described. We need to see action. And I don't know why we would continue to give money to a federal government from the Congress, which is given the power of the purse, which James Madison eloquently said was the actual barrier to the tyranny of the executive branch, having Congress have the power of the purse. Why would we fund a federal government that is at war with the people of Texas and endangering our people and endangering the migrants in the process?
Just to put a fine point on it, at the end of the day, it's not as much resources and certainly new laws. It's a matter of political will that does not exist for this president and this administration to do their job, which is why the state of Texas is having to fill the void and do the job, unfortunately, that has been abdicated by this president. Next question. Yes.